In this video, I'm going to show you how to mirror stamp a rubber stamp. In this case, we're going to be mirror stamping the Lone Puppy, which is a Making a Scene stamp. And you can do the same technique with photopolymer stamps. But in some cases, in some stamping platforms, you may need to use additional sheets of foam, but the procedure would be exactly the same. Now, I also have some stamps that are made specifically for mirror stamping, but these stamps tend to be very, very sticky. And when I'm trying to do mirror stamping onto glossy cardstock, which is coated cardstock, these stamps tend to stick like glue. And so I need to find a different alternative. And so in this case, I look through my different photopolymer stamps and I see this one. You want to find a design that is big enough to cover your entire stamp that you want to mirror. And you also want a design that is pretty busy, has a lot of detail in the stamp, so that the back of the stamp will be pretty flat and well supported. And so in this case, we're going to treat the back of the stamp as the mirror stamp. And so we'll place it on the acrylic plate of the stamping platform with the flat side facing up. And you want to make sure that you clean the back of the stamp very well by wiping it either with a baby wipe or a clean chamois. And you'll take a thick piece of plastic. You could also use the plastic packaging that comes with some of your stamps. It just needs to be quite sturdy, and you'll place it on top of your paper. You want to make sure it's clear plastic so you can see through it. Then you're going to place the stamp that you're going to want to mirror onto the piece of plastic as shown here. Now, once it's on the piece of plastic, you can remove your paper and you'll want to ink up the stamp. Place the plastic in the corner of your stamping platform and now close the lid and transfer the ink to your mirror stamp. I like to ink it up 2 times. So I'm going to repeat this procedure. Make sure the plastic is in the corner of the stamping platform and transfer the ink. So now you have the ink on the surface of your mirror stamp. Now you can remove the piece of plastic with your stamp and place your paper back in the stamping platform. And since in essence we are now stamping with a photopolymer stamp, you want to make sure that you have the piece of foam in your stamping platform. And if you're using the Tim Holtz stamping platform, you've probably prepared the mirror stamp by using the rubber side of the stamp. So you'd want to use 2 pieces of foam. And now we're closing the stamping platform and we're transferring the ink to the paper. You want to give it some time, just light pressure, to transfer it to the paper and then slowly and carefully open it back up. On glossy cardstock, the mirror stamp is going to have a tendency to want to stick to the paper, so you want to carefully, very carefully peel it back. And so now you can see the mirrored image has been revealed. Now, if you want to make this mirror stamp a little darker, you just simply repeat the procedure that we just did. You want to start with a clean surface. And then you're going to place the plastic back in your stamping platform that has the stamp you want to mirror. You have not moved this from the first time that you stamped it. And so you'll want to ink it up again. Make sure it's in the corner of your platform and then transfer the ink to your mirror stamp. Everything, the positioning should be exactly the same as it was before because nothing has been moved. You've got the original stamp on the piece of plastic and it has not been moved. And so now when we go back and stamp it onto the piece of paper, you should be able to just have a darker impression. Once again, apply light pressure and give it enough time for the ink to transfer. And then carefully open up the platform and carefully peel the stamp away. Now, if you use a photopolymer stamp that is less sticky than this one, then it may be that it's not going to stick to the paper at all. Or if you're using regular uncoated paper, it may not stick as much either. But here you see the results, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.